a lawyer.
All right. The coup in Niger Republic presents a precarious situation, not just before Nigeria, but the entire globe. A series of sanctions to make the coup plotters abandon their plans of usurping power. Nigeria has disconnected the supply of 150 megawatts of electricity daily to Niger. This is part of efforts by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to restore democracy in that country. Meanwhile, Nigeria has put its armed forces on alert to carry out military action against the coup plotters if the ongoing dialogue by the heads of government of ECOWAS failed. Yes, I've been told before now that we supply some neighbors. I just thought it was like kind of exaggeration, because if we don't have power supply, we don't have enough power supply, but we can still afford to supply our neighbors. Now,
that was a condition.
For that dam?
Yes, for us to dam, because when you look at the map, Nigeria is at the base, we are at the bottom. If those countries on top of us, Benin Republic and Niger, if they should construct a dam, because it's River Niger, the source of the Kainji, the water for the Kainji Dam is River Niger. And River Niger originated from Futajalon, but it passed through Benin, passed through Niger before coming down to Nigeria. Nigeria is at the bottom. If they should dam it, you will not have enough water. So what we then decided at that time is, don't construct a dam. We will provide you with electricity. This is important to us.
Okay.
You know, even Burkina Faso, we were also giving Burkina Faso electricity at a point. You know, so now
it was like a pact.
Yes, I will not dam.
Okay.
I will not dam, but you will give me electricity. Because if I dam, you will not have access, and you need that water, that pressure, for you to be able to keep your turbines working. So they elected not to dam in exchange for Nigeria providing electricity. So it has nothing to do with whether we have enough or not. Whether you have enough, you must prioritize them. You must prioritize them. And the thing really is, at that time, we didn't have a lot of the gas-fired turbines, gas-fired power plants that we have now. Obasanjo alone set in motion a process of constructing 10 gas-fired power plants to de-emphasize the reliance on Kainji Dam. Today in that area, we have 3 dams, Kainji, Jeba, Shiroro, hydro plants. They are contributing their own quota to electricity generation in our country. We have Egbin here. Egbin is the biggest in West Africa. It is the biggest power plant in Nigeria, the most critical. So there are some people saying, oh, if they don't allow you to get water, I just looked at them, because ignorance, our people feast on ignorance, especially on social media. The power plants, the gas-fired power plants that we have now at installed capacity, even if we do not touch Kainji Dam, will give us sufficient electricity. It's just that we've not, somehow we find it difficult to get them to work at optimum capacity. Either you don't have gas or you have other problems and all that. So that is the thing. So I don't think I'm not comfortable with the decision to cut electricity to them, because by that you have reached an agreement that you reached many years ago. But I also understand the anger of the ECOWAS heads of government, because if this thing goes on like this, they open their eyes. Between 2020 and now, 6 countries have seen military take power. Even Chad, when Idris Deby was chief of army staff of Chad, he led them to that instant and decisive defeat of Libya, when he outflanked the Libyan forces and dealt a decisive defeat on Gaddafi. That was what brought him to limelight. He became president, took over, became president, stayed there for over 30 years, and then his son took over when they killed him. What they told us was that there would be a swift transition to civilian rule. This is what you always hear. These soldiers, when they take over, they become so sweet for them, they don't want it. Now, the African leaders, the ECOWAS leaders are worried that if this thing continues, it will become like something fashionable. You just see that you are literally surrounded by military governments. And if you are not careful, even your own country, you know, it's possible for a country like Ghana, for example, we can't dismiss it, that military can take over in Ghana. We should not even dismiss it in Nigeria. After all, some misguided little boys and girls went to the defense headquarters because their candidate didn't win an election and they were asking for military to take over. So a lot of these young people actually think that, oh, because these guys are young, and because a lot of our political leaders who are not doing their best to make the people happy, to provide the dividends of democracy, more and more people are thinking that even if military comes, it's not a bad idea. So what they have done is to let these guys realize that, look, you can't just come, take over power. Look at what President Buhari said. President Buhari said that he fears for the safety of the man who was president, who has now been detained.
And his family.
Yes. Because anything can happen. We saw what Samedo did in Liberia when he took over. He was just killing people for fun. Like somebody mentally deranged. He was just killing people.
Oh.
Yes.
So intoxicating.
So I think that is their concern. But you look at a country like Niger. Niger is extremely dependent on Nigeria. It's a landlocked country. That's not where you want to find yourself. A country that is landlocked is extremely limited, even in terms of warfare. Because where are you going to be receiving supplies? And you are landlocked. So now we close our borders. We started the military drills, around the borders. But for me, as I've said, even on issues with Jide, I don't think war is the issue now. It's possible to economically strangulate this government. Obasanjo issued threats to Sao Tome. When they tried something funny like this, they backed down. When Yahya Jammeh didn't want to leave office after he was defeated in Gambia, we issued threats. President Buhari issued threats, sent the Air Force to go and fly low over his presidential palace. Nobody told him when he picked his phone and called the president and said, I'm ready for talks, sir. I'm ready for talks, sir. How do you guarantee my movement out of the country? And they guaranteed that, provided the private jet that moved him away. So I still believe that other measures will work. It's not everything that military might, that you resort to military might. But when I hear politicians say every means possible, I know they're already thinking about military. But it's not a Nigerian, it shouldn't, even when they talk about that, you find that it's Nigeria leading the charge again. And we led the charge in Liberia, we led the charge in Sierra Leone. We spent more than $15 billion. We did not achieve anything in Liberia. It is China now that is making money in those countries, going to set up businesses and all that. What is our own? We should be asking ourselves that even if when we do all these things to a lot of these African countries that are ungrateful, you know how many Nigerian lives were sacrificed in Liberia, in Angola, all of these places where we've intervened. At the end of the day, they don't even want to hear our country. Always abuse us. So we've got to weigh our options.
All right. We'll take this break. When we